Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to Clint Devereaux TV. If you're watching Clint Devereaux TV for the first time, I'd like to welcome you. I hope you find this informative, and if you'd like to talk about anything real estate, I'd love to hear from you. So don't hesitate to give me a call or shoot me an email. Now today's real estate topic is about the current fear that some areas of Brisbane could turn into Sardine suburbs. You may have read or heard that new changes are being made to Brisbane City Plan, which are going to be introduced sometime this year. And one change that is supposed to support population growth is also making residents quite nervous. Now, under the new draft, Brisbane City Council is allowing suburban properties that are zoned low residential and 600 square metres the opportunity to be subdivided into 300 square metre blocks, as long as the property is within 200 walking metres of a centre zone. And so we're on the same page. Centre zone is a retail centre that is more than 2,000 square metres in size. An example is Nunda Village, and so too are the shops on Shore Road, Wavell Heights. Now, after hearing about these changes, a few people have approached me asking how it could impact on where they live, and they're also very interested to know how viable a development like this would be. So to answer those questions very quickly, I don't think many suburbs will be impacted greatly by this change, and for suburbs around the inner north, I don't think right now this type of development is viable. So any concerns are extremely premature. No one is going to purchase a property for this type of immediate development unless the house is in original condition or is falling apart, because for the project to be viable, a person wants and needs to buy it for as close to land value as possible. And when you have a good look, there really isn't a large amount of centre zones to start with, and there are even fewer properties within 200 walking metres of a centre zone that also sit on 600 square metre blocks. I think this type of property is a great long-term investment because it has extra or future potential. And as property prices increase, there will then be enough value to warrant redevelopment at a later date. But in the majority of cases, there just isn't enough profit to make it worthwhile right now. It's also a lot of money to gamble on an untested concept. I also don't think this change will have much of an impact on property prices. The dwellings that will be built on these blocks will more than likely have common walls because of the width. So they will therefore be a townhouse type alternative and will be priced into the market accordingly. Now I want to talk you through an example. So let's say you bought a rundown property in Wavell Heights that allowed itself for this type of subdivision, and you paid around $500,000 for it. Remember that the amount you pay would obviously depend on which pocket you bought in. Now on top of this, you have to pay stamp duty, design costs, development approval costs, demolition and construction costs, which would work out to be another $600,000 odd, and that doesn't include interest repayments along the way. So your total outlay would be around $1.1 million. Now if each dwelling you built was around 200 square metres in size and completed with median level finishes, they would be worth somewhere in the vicinity of $600,000. So calculating the maths, someone would make a gross profit of around 9%, or a little bit over 9%, and that is without holding costs, agents' commissions and tax if you decided to sell them. So it's a lot of outlay for not much return. If I personally was to buy one of these properties, I would buy it, hold it and develop it at a later date. However, if you did decide to develop it sooner rather than later, you should hang on to each dwelling and use the rent and depreciation to help you pay off the mortgage. At the end of the day, population growth is inevitable and Brisbane City Council definitely need to support it. But an area like Wavell Heights and the majority of North Brisbane certainly won't be turning into Sardine suburbs anytime soon. I'm Clint Devereaux, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you soon.